Thank you all for being here today. This is our 2025 Granting Day. It's our opportunity to thank you guys for all the hard work you do. And part of my reason for asking you to sit up front is because you are the leaders in this region. And it's hard to sit up front, right? It's hard to be the tip of the spear, and you guys do that every day. And so we're here to thank you for all of that. And hopefully the next time you go to one of these, you're gonna roll right up front and be up front, okay? You wanna be seen, you need to be seen. You need donors to see you, right? And the only way to do that is to be front and center. And I can tell you personally, that's very tough for me. I love to be right in the back. I love to blend into the background and just don't worry about me. I'm the guy, you know, my church will even tell you, I sit in the back. And I actually wrote a little side story about the guy in the back of the church. Because there's folks in the back of the church that do a lot. But in your roles as leaders in the community, we need to be up front. So I force myself to be up front when I have to be. Because I can tell you I'm nervous. So thanks for being here today. First of all, I want to thank the Greg Rawls Legacy Theater, and that's Brad and LaDonna Alexander and Greg and Brandy Rolls for allowing us to use this facility today. So thank you so much. Greg and I have had multiple conversations around legacy, and I love what he does here. If you haven't been to a show here, you need to put it on your list, like right now. And one of their very best shows is the Christmas show that's going to start here in November. So please make it a point. We're actually going to have our Christmas event at the theater this year. So today we celebrate 40 nonprofits that have received grants through our competitive grant cycle this year. And I know we're just kind of a tip of the iceberg of your funding, but we appreciate your engaging with us and allowing us to help you. These funds from our competitive grants come from endowments that we hold at the foundation. And our board has been very diligent in trying to build those funds so that we can make more happen in the future. And we'll be talking a little bit about that in a few minutes. So I'm going to start out and talk a little bit about the foundation. And so you kind of know behind the scenes or in the back row what we're trying to accomplish to support the work you do every day. So when I look at two simple things, I start with our vision. And our vision is the primary resource for donors and nonprofits supporting our region through servant leadership. We worked very hard to get to a very simple vision, and that's what we're pointed to every day. The mission drives us to the vision. And that mission is simply building and maintaining sustainable philanthropy in our region. And so you've seen our foundation kind of morph a little bit and get laser focused on that, okay? This board of directors has set a 2040 goal of $100 million. And we're on track to do that. That does an awful lot for our region. At that level, on average, this foundation will be putting $5 to $6 million a year in your hands. And that's the goal of this board. So understand that day in and day out, that's all we're focused on, is making sure that we can support you guys. So with that said, you've probably seen some things recently, and I'm going to show you one of the videos that we did that we actually were on TV for the first time recently. Can we roll that video?
My family's called Horry County home for generations. We've worked these lands as farmers, helped build our community as bankers, and we've cared for our neighbors as healthcare workers. This isn't just where we live, it's who we are. At the Waccamaw Community Foundation, we honor this legacy by giving back, focusing on sustainability and investing in the people and businesses who make our community strong, ensuring the next generation will get to enjoy this wonderful place we get to call home. From one neighbor to another, let's keep Horry and Georgetown counties thriving together.
And that's Robert Hucks, our board president, local guy. His family's been here for generations, and he's helped us kind of refine where we need to go in the future. So with that, one of the things that I want to announce is we're going to be adding 2 more funds to the competitive grant cycle next year. We've known for a while that we had a need for an arts endowment. And so we worked very diligently to put the parameters of that up and create the fund. And we have a donor here with us today that helped us seed that fund. Joanne Marino, can you stand up? Thank you so much for helping us seed that fund. Our board took it one step further this year and put another $100,000 into that fund so that we are now set to have a spendable to grant out next year. The next one that we've also created is the Waccamaw Sports, Fish, and Wildlife Conservation Fund. It's a pretty broad spectrum conservation fund. And again, a donor came forward to help us put this together. This was one of the things that we saw was missing across the spectrum of funding here. Rick Elliott helped us seed that fund. Rick, stand up. And again, our board stepped up and put another $100,000 into that fund, so it will also have a spendable for next year. So now there'll be multiple funds available as you guys are looking for funds specifically for your nonprofit. So we're excited about that. But today's highlight is really about you guys. I want to talk a little bit about your leadership, your staffs, your supporters, your boards, all the work that you guys do day in and day out to deliver the needed services to help just make the quality of life better in the Waccamaw region. And I look at just the 40 in the group today. So you're spreading hope, you're spreading healing, child advocacy, family crisis, survivor support. These go on every day behind the scenes. Most people don't know this is happening in our community, and you guys are filling such a vital role. Basic needs, food, shelter, emergency help. That's a constant need. And I've been touched by this personally. My wife and I work through a mission at our local church, feeding the homeless and disadvantaged every week. And until you get into the weeds a little bit and see how big the problem is, most folks don't see it on the surface when you're driving down 17. So again, thank you so much for the work you're doing in that space. Education, literacy, after-school programs, mentoring, career prep. These are the things that help this next generation thrive and hopefully stay here and help us grow. Health and wellness, youth sports, inclusion, medical and mental health. And the medical and mental health plays back into what we just talked about with homelessness. Again, you guys are doing yeoman's work in this space, and we can't thank you enough. And then finally, just place and legacy, conservation, history, and leadership. And that's, again, why I was kind of egging you on to sit up front. We need to make that part of our everyday. We need to be up front, out front, and telling the story so that more people out there, this growing population we've got around us, understand the needs of our community and the work that you're doing to fill those needs. It's absolutely vital. So at this point, you know what? It boils down to this for us. Each grant is an investment in families and future. And our board is absolutely dedicated to putting more money in the pipeline to get it to you so you can do more work. So at this point, I'd like you all to stand and give yourself a round of applause. You're really doing unbelievable work. Thank you so much. So what we'd like to do next is spotlight a couple of you and let you tell your stories. So so we can hear a little bit more in depth of what our nonprofits are doing. And the first gentleman I'd like to bring up to the stage is a friend of mine, and he's shaking his head. No. Tyrone Wilson. He's the founder of and I always pronounce this wrong. The Twellum Teen Project. This is a mentoring project that is really doing some phenomenal work with the youth. So come on up here. And while he's walking up here, I got to give him a green light. The green light. And no red lights. So the first time I met this gentleman, we were classmates in the Waccamaw American Leadership Forum, and we got to climb a mountain in North Carolina together. And part of that was a huge hike up the mountain. And you can look at me, I'm not in any hiking condition. And so we had this little rule that we used. It was, if anybody in the group was having, some difficulties, we'd do yellow light, and we'd all slow down and pace. And then we had red light, we had, yeah. Yeah. No. I'm not going to tell on you. No. Let's say the two of us used red light a lot. Yes. But I will tell you this guy's all about green light. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Matt. First thing I want to say, thank you, Waccamaw Community Foundation. I definitely want people to know more about what we do and what we're all about. We always hear now that there's no program for the young people. We here in Georgetown County, Williamsburg County, and surrounding counties. There's no program. The TWLUM Teens Project has been around for over 9 years, working with kids in Georgetown and Williamsburg County. Again, our mission is to improve the well-being of our youth 12 to 18 through technology, education experience, and outing. Our goal is to take them outside of their community to show them a life. Because young people deal with so much at all times. So one program we started with, because there was a lot of suicide going on in the area. So we started the Youth Bullying, Suicide Prevention, Mental Health Awareness Workshop about 9 years ago. Because we saw this. If we work with young people, you see a lot. And the work that we do, we passionate about the work that we do. Again, we work a lot in the Carvers Bay area, in the rural area. If you've never been to the rural area, and I mean across the bridge and across the mountain and into the woods and the scenery, deep, it's a lot going on. And the kids need us in the work that we do. That's why we're so passionate about what we do. We're happy, once again, for Waccamaw Community Foundation. We started the free math tutoring for the youth, middle school and high school, Carvers Bay area. And they fund that project. We do the after-school program. But sadly, we had to stop the after-school program because of funding. So now we're trying to start back the after-school program. So if anybody knows of anybody we're just trying to find $5,000 per county just to get started, because if we get started, there are other folks who are willing to fund us the next few years. We just got to get started. We take more college tours. We ought to reach out over 500 plus kids in the last 9 years. And when I say touch them, that means if they step foot on a college campus, that's giving them a chance to dream. If they go to a workshop dealing with bullying, many of them cutting themselves, and you're trying to figure out, the parents trying to figure out what's wrong with their kid. But we're there. Again, I don't want to go too long. I'm like, how much money I got? I told you about to tell me how much money I got. Okay, there you go. But again, the TWLUM is all about the youth. Because we hear so much. There's no program out there. There's no program. We're there. We're boots on the ground. We out there, wherever we got to go. I got a program director. Her name is Ms. Rosie Robinson. We have volunteers. We're looking for more volunteers. I'm trying to rebuild my board. If that's something you're interested in, I know someone who would like to be part of the board, please reach out to me. We're about to do a strategic planning. I'm surprised I said that right. I'm working with Dan Hop To It Consultant, that we're putting something together with strategic planning. I said it again, Troy, good. If you want to be part of this, let me know. Because again, we're not going nowhere. That's the thing. We got a bus. We got a van. Well, I'm going to say the van because the bus does have no insurance on it because we can't afford it. But we got a van. But we also looking for someone who can help with transportation, fundings. Because I know we all are here looking for fundings, but again, we are really out there with boots on the ground. And we're really changing the game. And one thing that we have that I'm happy about, I'm gonna just give a little of the spec on this young lady, reach out to this young lady who's doing great things. She's been part of the team project. And now she's gonna make a video speaking on the team project. And you might know her name, Melissa Jeffers Wooding. So again, we out here. We're saving lives. And we definitely need fundings to continue to do what we do. So with that, I'm gonna drop the mic.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right.
So I got a question to ask. How many youth have gone through your program?
Yeah, over 500.
Over 500.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's phenomenal. And you've been around how many years now?
20 years in the nonprofit world.
There you go.
20 years.
All right. So I hear a theme about we need funds to do this work. So keep that in mind as we talk forward here. So our next speaker is key to transportation in this region. And when I first moved here, I came from a region that had government-funded transportation in the space for the elderly and the less fortunate, and came here and found out, well, who's moving people around? And here's this nonprofit filling this space. So Aaron Walters, from Neighbor to Neighbor, if you come up and tell us your story. And we appreciate all you're doing.
We appreciate you. Thank you. I'm going to steal this off too. Good morning, everybody. I'm Erin Walters, the CEO of Neighbor to Neighbor. We've been serving Horry for 20 years, Georgetown County for about 12, and Williamsburg just about 3 years. We are very grateful for Waccamaw Community Foundation has been funding us since 2014 on and off. So really great partnership there. And if you don't already have an endowment with them, you need to start one. We have an endowment with them, just waiting for it to mature. So our vision is a community where every adult thrives and maintains independence. Our mission is to, I like saying, drive access and independence for older adults, adults with disabilities, and veterans through transportation, pantry deliveries, and connectedness. We're celebrating this year that we've achieved over 8,000 rides, which is an opportunity for this community to stay healthy. And if you didn't know, we don't own a car. Chick-fil-A has more vehicles than us. Our volunteers do it completely out of their heart and with their own resources. We are just beginning mileage reimbursement for our volunteers at a modest 49 cents per mile, which there's lots of tax implications. There'll be a cap there before they have to count it as income if you didn't know. So we have covered over 330,000 miles between all three counties. And we understand our opportunity. We know there's a gap. We're actually unable to still fulfill over 100 medical rides a month. That means linking someone to an actual volunteer. Once the volunteer signs up for a ride, they're 99% dependable. They complete that ride. But there's a gap. There's just too much need in the area. We're working on a routing process to get more people in a vehicle. If I could get an extra person in every vehicle happening right now, we wouldn't need another volunteer. But right now, we technically need over 100 volunteers to meet that need if we don't get more people in cars. So we're working on that. We're working on partnerships with our hospital systems where we're bringing people. And then We're also, like I said, impact the mileage reimbursement. We're hoping with zip code specific recruiting volunteers in those areas with that perk that we'll get more folks. So we are also working on starting on a sustainability campaign. We are about 80% government funded right now. Anybody know what's happening in the world? So we're very heavily into AmeriCorps, which we're very grateful for. We have senior companion program and retired senior volunteer program for years now, but who knows what's going to happen in the future. So we're working on executing that campaign. We know, and we're very working hard with the Transportation Association of South Carolina to meet the need. As Mike has shared, transportation is Goliath in this area and all across South Carolina, honestly. And we know we're not the only answer, and we're welcoming and partnering with all the agencies to fill the gaps in our community. So thank you all.
Appreciate those stories, and I'm sure you all have similar stories about funding, and again, we're here to help and to actually add some tools to your toolbox in that realm. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The next piece of our program, want to spend just a few minutes about other things that the foundation does. So today we're celebrating the competitive grant cycle, but we also have a lot of individual donors that work directly with the foundation. And they look to us to help find projects to fund. So we do that a lot. And so we're always looking for good partnerships and needs. And in this case, we're gonna talk a little bit about a need that arose this year in Myrtle Beach, and brought two really phenomenal organizations together to make their programs better. And it's the Boys and Girls Club of Myrtle Beach and the YMCA of Coastal Carolina. And they have come together to really offer much more services and much more programs in a very needed area of Myrtle Beach. As the foundation learned of this and got involved and was blessed to be at the table with all of the folks that were working on this, and there were multiple foundations and individual donors with us, helping them kind of craft this program and plan together. We reached out and worked with our individual donors. And in this case, the Knight Foundation was one of them. So we hold funding for the Knight Foundation at Waccamaw. And every year they're looking for programs to invest in. But we also had individual donors come forward. Mr. Rick Elliott participated in this. Clay and Emma Ruth Britton. Joanne Marino again, and Matthew Britton came together to help us make this next presentation. So if I could have the folks from the YMCA and the Boys and Girls Club come on up. So Ryan, tell us a little bit about what you guys are working on.
Okay. My name is Ryan Grace, and I'm the Executive Director of the Boys and Girls Club of the Grand Strand. And just a little bit about the Boys and Girls Club. The mission of the Boys and Girls Club is to inspire and enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to realize their full potential as productive, responsible, and caring citizens. Each day when the kids come in, we cover our 5 core areas, which is one, the best one, education, character, health and life skills, sports, fitness, and recreation, and the arts. And we do this every day, Monday through Friday, and sometimes on Saturdays. We are busting out of the seams. We are pushing 200 kids daily in our facilities. We have a 10,000 square foot building. We feed the kids every day. They come in off the bus, they get a snack. Once they get a snack, then they get a hot meal. Every day our kids are fed better than me. So we have a kitchen manager. We have caring and professional adults who work with our kids daily. And there is a deep passion for what we do and how we support these kids, not only the kids, but our families as well. Because we're there, we allow our families and our parents to work jobs and know that their kids are in a safe space every day. And that means the world to them and to us. And the kids are great. We have some of the smartest kids in the Grand Strand. And statistically, Boys and Girls Club kids are greater and better than some of the kids that don't come. So we do a lot of things that are not just published out in the area, but just know that the Boys and Girls Club is alive and well. And we thank you so much for the Waccamaw Foundation, just for thinking of us and just helping us to serve more kids and to become greater and greater as we go to a different level. Thank you.
So we brought these donors together. These donors have made a 2-year commitment to this partnership, and I'm happy to present the first piece of it, $125,000. We'll grab get a couple pictures here. Oh, we got it. Oh. Oops. There you go. Oh, there's the camera.
Got it.
You also notice this is the only check I write, because everything else we pay is ACH. Thanks, guys.
Thank you again.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you for all you're doing. Thank you. He's way taller than I am. So that kind of gives you a inside look at some of the work that we do day in and day out behind the scenes and working with our donors. And this is just one example of that. We do multiple programs and projects like this with our donors. A lot of times, and you can talk to my team, we get that phone call going, I'm a donor and I'm looking for where the need is. And, for one, if you're not on the directory, the nonprofit directory on our website, please go out and get yourself on there. How many people here are on the directory? Okay, if you're not, it's free, but it puts you out there in front of these donors and it allows them to see the work you're doing. And we're going to be adding a lot more in the near future to get your stories out there. So again, that's kind of the behind the scenes look at what we do day in and day out to try to help you guys with what you're doing. So right now, what I'd like to do is bring up Rick Elliott, our past board chair, to tell you a little bit about the thoughts from our board and what we're working on to try to, again, make things better for you. Rick?
I hope y'all didn't expect me to come up here and sing and dance like Greg Roll, did you? I wish I could. He's wonderful, by the way. Ditto to what you said, Mike. The show here is phenomenal, so if you've not had a chance to come, please come by and visit and see it. I wanted to just say a few words today. Not a lot of things other than just to read a little bit to you, but I didn't want to ad lib because I thought it was important. The words were more important than me getting up and just saying a few things. But our Waccamaw region is truly blessed. From Horry County to Georgetown County, we have an incredible network of nonprofit organizations. These organizations are true service providers. They are the very heart of our quality of life. Think for a moment about the impact that we have. Nonprofits touch nearly every corner of the life in our region. Their education and youth programs, their arts, cultural, and historical organizations. They are healthcare and human service providers caring for our most vulnerable neighbors. They are environmental and conservation groups safeguarding the natural beauty that makes this place so special. And they are the faith-based organizations and civic organizations that bring this community together. Nonprofits fill critical gaps where government and business cannot reach. They make this region not just a place to live, but a place where people truly belong. But the reality is the nonprofits face real challenges. Many operate on thin budgets, as you know. You're constantly trying to balance things and the urge and the needs of our community and how to sustain. You rely on annual fundraising and on grants and on the generosity of donors. And when the economy dips, our natural disaster hits or natural disaster, our priorities shift and our stability is threatened. Without secure funding, the very services that our families depend on can be disrupted. That's why endowed philanthropy is so powerful and it's necessary. An endowment creates a permanent source of funding. It is invested carefully, and the earnings provide funding year after year, generation after generation. Instead of wondering, how do we make the budget this year? Nonprofit endowments can plan for the future with confidence. At the Waccamaw Community Foundation, endowed funds have already made a lasting impact. Every year, scholarships are awarded to our local students who may not otherwise afford higher education. Designated funds provide dependable support for our hardworking nonprofits. And when disaster strikes, relief funds are ready to respond quickly. Endowments are not just gifts for today. They are legacies, living legacies that continue to serve long after the gift is made. So as we close, I invite you to imagine a region not as it is today, but how it can be tomorrow. A place where your nonprofits are secure, where services are uninterrupted, where opportunity is within reach. Let the Waccamaw Community Foundation help you start your endowment. Aaron, you started your endowment with the Waccamaw Community Foundation. May I see a raise of hands for everyone else that started their endowment with the Waccamaw Community Foundation. Other than Aaron, has anybody else? So I see an opportunity that we all have here today, and I encourage you to embrace that opportunity. Endowments are critically important to survival, and when you start your endowment, the best way to do it is to go to people that already give to you yearly, that invest in you because they believe in your organization. So start that endowment today, and what's great about the endowments, as you know, Mike, people that invest in that endowment and put that money up, that money is not for today's use to be spent every year. So every year we got to go back out and start over again and start raising money. If we have an endowment, then the interest that you earn off of that endowment will be there for you every year to spend as you wish. And it's a massive, sustainable thing that you can do. And many people do not do. For example, I want to say this, many years ago, our church at Halloween, I was walking with our preacher. And I said, "Preacher, how can I help you?" You know what the Bible says, we need to tithe, right? Do the right thing. So I said, "How can I help you?" He said, "Well, I need a little bit of money for the sound system at the church." I said, "Well, how much do you need?" He said, "I need $10,000. I said, "Man, that's a lot of money." So I went back to our tax attorney, and we had already started giving $1 per room night to the North Myrtle Beach Chamber for tourism marketing, and we already gave $1 per room night to North Myrtle Beach Chamber for tourism marketing. So I said to Munford Scott, "How can we do $1 per room night for charity?" And we did that. And over course of 10 or 12 years, that dollar per night has generated over $1 million back to our community. Melody is here today. She works with us at Elliott, and she's been a huge part of that along with our wonderful staff. But one of the things I want to close by saying is we saw, every year people were asking, 501c3s would ask for money. And we were dwindling that down every year. So we had to go start over again and raise the money and over. So what I decided with our staff that we would do is set up an endowed fund. And now we have taken half of that money each year and we put that in the endowment. And those funds will generate year in, year out money to be given back along for years to come, and when I'm dead and gone, which I hope won't be for a while, but we all have to see our fate, these things will carry on for a lifetime. So for the ones that has raised their hand today, my challenge to each of you is when we come back next year, you will all raise your hand and say, I now have an endowed fund, started with Waccamaw Community Foundation, and I have gone to my donors and I have asked them to participate. And because I asked, they gladly gave. And because that happened, we have sustained ourselves and what we have started for a lifetime. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rick. And I'm going to go off script just for a minute. Our board is so focused and dedicated on this that we have created what I call the zero money in endowment. So it used to be you had to have a minimum amount of money to start an endowment. We did away with that for the organizational endowment. So you can start your organizational endowment, no money in. We help build the marketing materials. We'll sit with you and help you build this into your marketing plan. And understand that this is not a competition with your day-to-day income, your day-to-day fundraising. You're asking folks to commit to the future. You're asking them to remember you in their will, or maybe become a beneficiary of their 401k or their life insurance policy. And we run the gamut. We can take stock, we can take bonds, we can take houses, cars, boats. We can now accept Bitcoin. So there's a lot of things that we can do that add to your toolbox in raising future funds. And I heard a gentleman today, our boys, or I'm sorry, the Boy Scouts. They've got an endowment, and it's $5 million. Their goal is to get to $10 million. And guess what? At $10 million, they no longer have to raise funds. That endowment will pay them every year. Average endowment pays 4%, so that's $400,000 a year that pays forever. And guess what? Now you're spending all your time in mission and not trying to keep the lights on. That's what we want to do for you. So please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to sit down with you. I'm happy to sit down with your boards and discuss this. And just make this part of what you do every day. Thank you. So next thing up, we want to introduce another tool that we've created, and it will launch here in another few weeks. We've created a podcast, and we're going to show you just a quick video of our concept. We've just put in the can 5 new episodes to really speak to donors about the different ways they can get involved. And that's the first step. The next step will be starting to tell your stories on the podcast. So that'll be coming in next year, but can we roll that video? Welcome to The Waters Between, a podcast about connection, community, and the power of giving in the Waccamaw region of South Carolina. I'm Mike Mancuso, the president and CEO of the Waccamaw Community Foundation, and excited to be your host as we navigate philanthropy in the waters between. The name Waccamaw comes from the Waccamaw Indian people. the original stewards of this land and water. The word is believed to mean both coming and going waters and between the waters, a reflection of the rivers and the tides that shape not only our geography, but our way of life. At the Waccamaw Community Foundation, we believe philanthropy should flow just like these waters, connecting people and places, bridging needs and resources, and sustaining our communities for generations to come. This podcast flows from that mission. In each episode, we'll dive into the stories of local nonprofits, community leaders, and everyday people who are making a difference through giving, service, and collaboration. Whether you're a donor, a volunteer, or just someone who cares about the place we call home, we invite you to join us as we explore the waters between. So that kind of gives you an idea of where we're going to go. And Dan Lips actually here running the video today is the mastermind behind making this all look good. So be on the lookout. We hope to launch that here in the next week or so. Please share it with as many folks as you can. And we want to get a really good following, and then we'll start to slip in the stories of our nonprofits here in the region. The last thing that I have for today, and this has been a long road for the Waccamaw Community Foundation, and first of all, I want to thank the board of directors for allowing us to do this. Actually, also, we had one of our directors come in, Eric Fromm. He's our vice chair. Thanks for being with us today. He landed at 10 o'clock this morning and ran up here, so we appreciate you making the effort to come up. So we set a path to get nationally accredited. In the United States, there's about 700 nonprofit community foundations, and just a little under 500 have accreditation. In South Carolina, there's 11 community foundations, and we just became the 4th accredited foundation. And I want to thank our team, Danielle DeLong and Jean Ann Brakefield, for putting up with me during that process. Because I would walk into the office with a stack about that big of everything that we had to accomplish to make sure we were doing it right. And it was a great journey. It was a great learning journey, but it made us stronger for all of you. And that was the important part. So thank you again for being with us today. I can't tell you how full my heart is that we're able to help you do your work. Please look at us as a partner. You know how to get a hold of us, and I think almost all of you have my cell phone number. And I know a few of you know I answer my phone. Yes. We're here to help any way we can. With that, I want to bring up Jean Ann Brakefield to close us out and thank her for putting this together today.
I think we've said it all, guys. You guys are what makes our community rock and roll, and we are so grateful to everything that you do and just happy to be a small part in funding you. So continue to apply, continue to work with us, continue to be in touch with us, and so we can help you to help your people. In closing, we are going to have a quick picture of anybody who's here representing a nonprofit, please come up and let's have our picture made. And as you head out the door, grab a Waccamaw Community Foundation coffee mug, take it back to your office, and keep doing the good work. Thanks so much.